To spite the fake heiress, my fiancé and my brother decided to abandon me on a private island on my wedding day. They had a standing bet, wagering on how long it would take me to realize I was being played. My brother Blake slammed his expensive Rolex onto the poker table. I bet a month. He chuckled, the sound grating. See, my sister, Willow. She was kidnapped as a child. A bad fever when she was little, and it left her, well, simple. A bit slow on the uptake. If Preston hadn't, by sheer luck, found her and brought her home, she'd have died out there years ago. My fiancé, Preston, coolly slipped off the vintage watch he'd worn since his 20th birthday, an old family heirloom. He gave a cold, sharp smile. I bet 3 days. She'll be crying on the phone to me, begging me to come and get her. The room erupted in loud, mocking laughter. Outside the room, my palms were clenched so tight my knuckles were bloodless, stark white against my skin. That night, I dialed the number etched deep in my heart, my voice trembling with wounded confusion. Reese, I want to go home. Please, take me home. That's savage, Blake. Aren't you worried that when Madison realizes she won't forgive her dear brother? The voice came from the billiards room, thick with drunken amusement. Blake laughed, a hollow sound. I've already made arrangements. It's just a lesson, a little scare, that's all. We're not leaving her there for good, are we? She's a fool who can barely remember her own name. A few sweet words, and she'll be fine. Another man pressed the point. Preston, you're ruthless too. The poor simple girl is happily waiting to marry you, and you're sending her off for an island survival trial. Aren't you afraid she'll actually run away? Run? His careless, dismissive laugh cut into my ear like a shard of glass. Where is a fool going to run to? Once she figures out what she did wrong, we'll bring her back naturally. The sinister words were swallowed by a chorus of derisive snickers. I clutched my chest, the dull, aching throb inside making me feel faint. I stared at my pale, drawn reflection in the window glass, trying desperately to figure out what exactly did I do wrong. Was it the time I had a 104-degree fever and didn't get Madison a cupcake? Or was it when it was raining and I didn't kneel down to wipe the mud off Madison's shoes? But I didn't think I'd done anything wrong. Last time, when I donated a full pint of blood for Madison, Blake had promised me he'd never hurt my feelings again, and Preston had said he would be my family from then on. The matron at the old home used to say that family doesn't hurt family. It hurt to realize that apparently family does hurt family. The realization brought a fresh wave of injustice. My chest felt tight, as if filled with pins and needles. The tears welled up and clung to my lashes. A gentle blink sent them splashing onto the polished floorboards. The pain, a crushing, physical ache, stayed with me right up until dinner. At the large dining table, I instinctively retreated to my usual place in the corner, nervously watching Blake and Preston. They sat on either side of Madison, one laughing and chatting with her, the other carefully plating her food. A bright red chili pepper suddenly landed in my bowl. I turned my head and met a pair of maliciously playful eyes. Blake said your favorite food is chili peppers. Is that true? I hesitated, then picked up the pepper and put it in my mouth. The choking heat exploded, instantly searing my nose and throat. I couldn't stop the violent coughing fit that followed. My face flushed a painful crimson. Blake strode over. When he heard what happened, he smacked the top of my head. You're about to be a married woman. Why are you still such a stupid pig? Someone gives you something and you just eat it? You'll be poisoned one day and you won't even know it. I coughed, the effort tearing at my lungs. The sting in my heart deepened, layered now with raw confusion. Last month, they'd told me to jump into the koi pond to catch a fish. I'd told them I might drown. Blake had just thrown me in. He waited until I was almost sinking before having someone pull me out. Afterward, he'd cursed me for embarrassing him and kept his face frozen in a cold mask for a whole week. Now, I had done exactly as I was told, eaten what I was given. Why was he still unhappy? I didn't understand. I suppressed the